It began with the simple act of waking up, but nothing about the day that followed felt simple. There was a lingering sense of confusion, like waking from a dream and not being sure where the dream ended and the day began. The calendar on the phone read 22nd April, and yet, memories insisted it should be the 24th. Only yesterday, or what felt like yesterday, there had been a party. Laughter, drinks, music, the blur of flashing lights, conversations half remembered, a long night spent in company that was too loud and too alive to be imagined. But when that memory was brought up among colleagues, their faces twisted in confusion. "What party?" they asked. "It's scheduled for tomorrow, the 23rd. That couldn't be right. Is it the alcohol? Something slipped into the drinks?" But no, there had been no headaches, no queasy stomach, just a hollow sense of slipping. The world grew stranger with each hour. The newspaper on the table carried headlines already read. Television shows echoed familiar lines. Scenes played out exactly as they had previously. Deja vu didn't explain it. It was too deliberate, too vivid, too eerily perfect. Silence became the safest refuge. Confiding in anyone seemed foolish. One wrong word and they begin whispering terms like delusional, psychosis, breakdown. No, this had to be figured out alone. Sleep came late that night, heavy and restless. And in the morning, a new horror awaited. 21st April, a day earlier than before. Now, fear was no longer a quiet throb in the back of the mind. It was thunder in the chest. The bed felt too familiar, the light through the window eerily identical. Everything was repeating. Time wasn't standing still, it was unraveling. Day by day, the month continued in reverse. April turned to March, March to February. Conversations erased. With each passing day, the body is younger. The past became the present, a vanishing memory. Panic eventually gave way to desperate kind of curiosity. Doctors were consulted, tests conducted, blood drawn, brain scanned. The diagnosis came with heavy eyes. A rare neurological condition, they said, something undocumented. An anomaly causing a reversal in the perception of time. No cure, no precedent. But how could time be reversed only for one person? Was the body still rooted in the linear world while the mind moved against the current? A journal was started. Each morning, whatever morning meant now, thoughts were poured onto the page in shaky handwriting. Names, places, feelings, tracing the disappearing path like breadcrumbs in a vanishing forest, desperately trying to leave pieces of self behind, some form of permanence, something to cling to when the world kept retreating. But every day he wakes up, it's all gone. Days passed, and with it passed years and years. Then, one day, childhood reappeared. Familiar faces long gone now smile across the threshold of time. Grandparents are alive and warm, school uniform folded neatly, the streets of a once loved neighborhood untouched by time. Friends with gap-toothed grins and scraped knees. It should have been a blessing, like stepping into a preserved photograph. And yet, not all memories were how they had been remembered. There were shadows where there had once been sunshine, laughter that sounded hollow when heard again. Moments once cherished revealed something darker, secrets not seen but clear now. The past, it turned out, wasn't a sanctuary. It was a mirror, one that didn't always reflect kindness. As the days fell further back, childhood was on the brink of turning into infancy. Emotions became harder to hold, words more difficult to form. The mind strained to cling to awareness, and still the clock kept rewinding. And then it all became clear. This wasn't time travel. It was a dream, a coma-induced dream, stitched together by a mind in free fall. The truth had unfolded in the quiet hum of a hospital room, machines blinking softly, the scent of antiseptic in the air, and a body motionless, unmoving, silent for months. At 3:57 a.m. on the 24th of April, a catastrophic brain stroke had struck. Since then, the body lay still, breathing through machines sustained by wires. Everything, the doubts, the newspapers, the journal, even the return to childhood, had bloomed within a collapsing mind, trying to make sense of its own end, a last defense against the inevitable. And outside that dream, time had not waited. Loved ones had come and gone, whispering memories into unhearing ears. Hands had held fingers gently, hoping for any sign of return. Doctors had delivered quiet verdicts. There was no recovery, only waiting. Eventually, the waiting ended, and as the machine slowed and the heartbeat faded into silence, the mind found peace at last, not with panic, not with regret, but with an unspoken farewell whispered across dimensions, backwards through time, through memory, through light and darkness alike. And in that final second, before everything went still, there was calm.